Hi, this is Carrie Van Horn with Scott Wolf for InsideSoCal.com/USC discussing the ASU versus USC game this weekend. Scott, ASU has to win one of their next 4 games in order to be bowl eligible, and USC is one of 2 teams that are unranked. If you were Monty Kiffin, how would you set up your defense?
Well, I think they need to win one game, and the other thing is Dennis Erickson needs to save his job. So this is a big game for Arizona State. From Monty Kiffin's perspective, he's going to run a lot of nickel defense, which I'm sure the fans aren't going to be thrilled to hear that, but their offense is similar to Oregon's offense. Arizona State throws the ball more than Oregon did, but they have to play nickel just because it's another spread out offense, kind of a gunslinging offense, and USC secondary is the weakness of the team, but you really can't do anything about it at this point unless they just hopefully play better from the coach's perspective. So it's going to be a high-scoring game probably.
Well, yesterday we were discussing how a couple slots are open. Has Lane filled them yet, or has he been thinking about it?
There's 3 positions: middle linebacker, left guard, and strong safety. And they're all open. And Kiffin said tonight after practice he still hasn't made any decisions. I think you're going to see a lot of rotation. Chris Gallipo and Devon Kennard will split time at middle linebacker. Then Marshall Jones and Juwan Starling will split time at safety. And then guard is going to be the interesting one for me because sometimes for a coach it's hard to make that leap and make a change along the line because those guys work together as a unit. But it wouldn't surprise me if Mike Reardon starts ahead of Butch Lewis. But that's going to be one of those positions where if a guy screws up, I think you'll see the other one get thrown into the game pretty quickly.
Okay, well, ASU's defense has one strong similarity to that of Oregon's, and that's sending extra players after the quarterback. We all saw how Matt Barkley handled that last weekend. How do you think he'll deal with that this weekend?
One thing he's going to do this week is try to step up in the pocket. When that pressure comes, you kind of move up, you have a little bit of space there. Now, when you step up, you got to get rid of the ball quickly, so he's not going to be able to hold on to it very long. But I think instead of seeing him kind of go out wide, and some people are critical of his speed after the Oregon game, I think you're going to see him try to stay in the pocket, move up, and then hit some passes. I also won't be surprised if they throw a lot of short passes this week because Lane Kiffin kind of ripped himself for the fact that he tried to be too aggressive offensively, and maybe we'll see more of a Norm Chow-like philosophy where you kind of go for the shorter gains and just try to nibble your way down the field and not hit a home run all the time.
Well, I think it's time for a prediction since this is Thursday's video. And last year,
I don't think it's time for a prediction, but go ahead. I don't want to rain on your parade. We got to make a prediction. Yes.
Okay. Well, last year's game, the score was 14-9, and a lot of people are talking about this being a big and up-and-scoring game with their win to Washington State last week, and how it was a big scoring game versus Oregon for us. And what do you think that it'll be?
I think it'll be a high-scoring game. ASU, I heard a lot this week about how good their defense is, but I think Cal steamrollered them, so I really don't think their defense is going to be able to stop USC's offense at all. And I'm actually more optimistic that USC's defense can contain ASU's offense. So I think USC is going to win. I think they could win by a couple touchdowns, actually, this week. I think their only concern is going to be mentally. Are they going to be up for the game? It's a night game. The crowd won't be as big. So they got to get themselves motivated. If they do that, I think you could see them come out and play pretty well. If they don't, then we're going to see like a Virginia-type game where, who knows who's going to win. So I think everything rests on USC and their mental preparedness.
Do you have an estimated score?
I don't, but I'm going to say, because you're bugging me about it, I'm going to say 42-28.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess we'll go with that. This is Carrie Van Horn with Scott Wolf for InsideSoCal.com.